Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. You'll have to bear with me tonight. I have gotten out of the habit of working so late and I am exhausted. It's later than I expected. But the moon is about to go full. I can feel it. I can feel it. My dreams are waiting for me as they are waiting for you. And our card for this reading is the Seven of Swords, which has to do with futility. Okay. So, where do we want to start? I kind of want to look right here. And here we have what looks like almost, I don't know, kind of a scary monster. It looks like it has a scary little face and its hands are up and kind of creeping towards. And we have here on this side, it looks like we have a person standing here pointing, maybe a cliff or some kind of plateau. We have a person standing here pointing, and yeah, so I look at this and I think somebody's maybe have been warning you. There seems to be, well, I don't know if the person is a monster or if they just kind of are that unknown. They're kind of a mystery. Maybe there is a feeling of kind of untruth, unreal things. Maybe somebody that takes some liberties with reality. They get creative. And I think that the people around you are kind of warning you, telling you, hey, this person seems like bad news. Maybe just, watch yourself. And then we do have the illuminating candle here. And down here we have the black frog. Okay, and so this is kind of the it can be kind of an omen. I always think of it kind of like the plague frog. But I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. Okay, the frogs to me, because for me, I relate frogs to protectors. The black frog is kind of a symbol of something that's gone rotten in your life, right? Something that needs to be kind of found and fixed, healed, purged, whatever. Something needs to happen with this, with whatever this frog is related to. And I think that likely likely that is what we're, this is a situation. Now I'm seeing we have another person with their arm up, and then we have another person, and I feel like it's just, and even over here, it seems like everybody is reaching towards the sky. And up here we have kind of it looks like a person and then a rose next to them. And again, the rose is kind of that symbol of sub rosa, the hidden, the secret, the mysteries. And I don't necessarily think that these are, like hermetic mysteries, alchemical mysteries, whatever, the Greek mysteries. But I do think, I think that there's, I just have the feeling that this is almost kind of like somebody who is like being catfished, like you're being catfished, or there's somebody in your life who you're close with and they're just not being honest with you. I think that maybe you already know this. I think that, I think you might be, not that you're okay with it, but I think that if it doesn't harm you, I think that you don't really think it's that big of a deal. I think that you enjoy the friendship. Maybe it's a flirtation. Maybe it's almost kind of like role playing, but the people in your life don't really get it. And like there's like this YouTube channel, and I can't think of the name, but it's like all about, what is it called? It's like all about finding like people who fall in love with people who they're obviously being catfished, but it's like financial usually. And I think that a lot of times people know that they're being catfished. I think for the most part people have the sense to know, okay, this is not real, right? This person is not in a famous band. This is not a famous actor or whatever. But it's like role playing. So it's like succumbing to this fantasy and being very immersed in it. And the people around you are like, what are you doing? This is bizarre. Like, don't, this is not whoever they say they are. But, I don't think there's anything, if I feel like it's if you are consenting, right? Or there's implied consent on your end. But please, for the love of goodness, please do not give anybody money on the internet unless it's like, through some known like site or whatever. Like, don't just give people money on the internet, please. I watch so many things about this. I have older people in my life that use popular social media platforms, and sometimes they they're like, oh, there's, so-and-so has like another profile, and it's messaging me, and they said they needed money, and is this real? No, it's not. Don't do that, So just be careful, be aware, be discerning. If you don't know for sure, it's always a good idea to have somebody else in your family, somebody you trust, who in real life, to look at it over and make sure everything seems legitimate, right? So but I think the deeper thing here is just more about, I don't know, just finding some kind of friendship, kinship with somebody. And I think that's what really is speaking to me here. This is what the important message really is that, you want to connect with somebody. You want somebody to listen to you, and I think that a lot of us, this happens to all of us from time to time, or for many years or whatever. You're not alone in that. But you can have, a marriage, a family, or be a single person, have friends, but we're not. It doesn't matter. The configuration doesn't matter. It can become that you feel like you don't have anybody who actually listens to you. There's nobody who, just connects to you. Maybe, it doesn't have to be anything serious, just checking up on you. How are you doing today? What did you do today? What are you having for dinner? Or, these kinds of things. And even when you have people around you, sometimes you feel like you don't. People are busy. You grow apart. You just take for granted that, you feel like people so well, right? You don't, and it's almost like, why am I going to ask them constantly, what they're going to be doing? I already know what they're doing, but you know what? Sometimes we just have to. Right? We have to check in, even though we know what's going on. I know where my acquired mom is today, what she did today. I know what day it is. I just know, but still, right? I have to call and check in to see what's going, because that's, we have to do that. But sometimes people don't do that for us. Okay, and I know that is hard. I remember there was a point in my life where I would talk to, check in with family members and I had a couple friends still remaining after I got into recovery and whatever. I feel like they would never ask me how I was doing. And maybe that was partly because I was such a mess at one point. And they're afraid to ask me. But, and I was getting better slowly. I was getting it all sorted out. But, I know what that was like. And I know that was hard. But I had to keep my chin up and I had to keep moving forward, right? Figuring out how to be enough for myself. And so, I think that these kinds of dalliances are fine as long as you are safe. If you are, if you have somebody in your life who is less than upfront, I guess, about themselves, their life is kind of wrapped in illusion or delusions, maybe. As long as you keep yourself guarded, have boundaries, don't let them move in with you and don't borrow them any money, so, just being mindful that you're taking care of yourself, right? And, and I think that's, really, this is the Seven of Swords, and we're looking at things that it can be like deception and cunning and, kind of this innocent want to be helpful and have somebody close to you and so on. And all of that's fine. It's just a matter of not letting them overrun you. Okay. And not letting your loneliness overtake you in that moment, because that will pass, right? We all have moments of loneliness. If it is just perceived, if we truly are kind of living a lonely life, You know, but I don't really know. I don't have good advice besides go out and get some hobbies, join some things that will keep you social if that's what you're looking for. You'll find somebody, some people out there, right? And I think, you know, the big thing too is if this is a romantic connection, if you are beginning to want to look for a romantic connection, but you are feeling very lonely, be mindful. You know, I mean, that's the worst, I think, position to be in, being very lonely and looking for somebody to create a love relationship with, because you know, there's just a certain energy, vibration to that particular configuration that can really just lead to a poor match. You know, I think that you know, then you realize, like, this person is not for me, or, you know, they just are not who they seem at all, you know. And of course we're all many different things, but when we are ill-matched, that can be very difficult, for sure. So, you know, I don't want to be just like, oh, just love yourself and you'll be fine. Because listen, I know it's hard. It's very hard. But I think there are better ways to go about it, you know. And for me, I think a lot of that is just really getting into things that you're interested in, you know. And we see that a lot of people give a hard time to younger generations, including my own, for our, you know, fixations on things, our, you know, whatever, fantasy, collecting things, being really into subcultures and fandom and whatever, you know, whatever you're into. And I don't understand I don't get what's wrong with that at all. I guess because I'm kind of a nerd like that. But I think that this is like where you find your people. You know, I mean, that's me personally. I've always found my friends. I've always found you know, like my husband, I found him because, or he found me technically, but we found each other because we had similar interests, and we found each other online, and we got to know each other for years. It was more than 1 year. And I know if you're older, you're probably like, oh, that's bizarre. You know, the people around me in my life, I don't even think they really knew about him until maybe right before he moved out to be with me. And but we had known each other for years, you know. And so sometimes it just takes time, and sometimes you really do. I think it's important to find people, you know, where you're passionate about things, not just finding people who have, unless, you know, I don't know, maybe that works. I have no idea about dating, to be honest with you. I've never been good at dating. I've never really done a lot of dating, but, you know, I think that, you know, definitely like-minded people, or it doesn't even have to be like-minded, but just similar interests or similar levels of devotion to things, right? You can't be with like, you're really into something. Like, I'm so into music, so into art, you know, the things that I do here. If my husband wasn't into anything, you know what I mean, we wouldn't work. He has his own interests, his own obsessions, his own things. And I feel like you have to be, and then we also have our shared ones, of course, but those, you know, are pretty obvious. But like, I feel like you have to have similar levels of that kind of energy. And, you know, just, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not going to come down on you if you, if you have a friendship online with somebody that's like not who they say they are. I just, you know what? I go about thinking that nobody is who they say they are. I guess that's just me. Like, even people I meet in real life, I'm just like, I don't even know. I have no idea. They could like walk away and take their, you know, flesh suit off. I have no idea. How would I know? You know, but I'm still going to be polite. All right, let's see. What do we have here? It seems like we do have kind of a scowl here. And I forgot. We also have this one here. Okay, eyes, nose, face. And so, it seems to me that there's just, you know, I feel like you're feeling, just like kind of bummed out maybe, you know, and I'm seeing, it looks like a person kind of, you know, walking, and they're just, I don't know, kind of, I almost feel like just feeling a little bit down. But you know what? I think it'll pass quickly. Okay, Pisces. I think this is just kind of the topic of the moment, you know, and this too shall pass. And, you know, ultimately you just have to do what makes you happy, you know, but keep yourself safe. That's also quite important. And so we have the divine doors. I don't know why I said it like I think I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm doing. I just fell out of the habit of being up reading. I've been doing it during the day, and it just happened that our day aligned where I wasn't going to be able to be home to read during the day, and I laid down with my daughter to put her to sleep, and it literally took everything in my soul to pick me up out of bed. So I feel like I'm just a little goofy here. You'll have to forgive me. Okay, so we have the divine doors, and it's one of my favorite little, I guess it's an oracle, but it's kind of more of an affirmation deck, I would say. And it's just really, I love doors in general. I love magical doors. I love the metaphor of doorways, and there's sacred, symbolic, you know, position. And when I go out and I see a beautiful door, I will admire the heck out of that thing. So this is really neat. And then it has cool stuff on the back. And we're going to just kind of, I'm going to stop where it feels right. Oh, yes. I haven't even seen this one in the deck. This is where I want to go. Oh, my goodness. And it feels, even though this one looks like, I don't know. I can't tell if it is from maybe like Thailand, or this maybe is South America. I don't know. I can't really see exactly what's engraved on there or what's carved in. But this is the vibe, because I was just listening to this YouTube channel that I'm going to link or put in the community post this channel, because the dude is awesome. It's called Horses, and I listened to the first one. It was like about Hansel and Gretel and the history behind the fairy tale. And then another one about Icelandic witches, the history of Icelandic witches, which was so good. So good. So I'm going to link that. But this is the vibe, even though it's a whole totally different culture. Okay, let's see. Hummingbird song, nectar of sweetness, and joy it brings. The hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings. Pass this card on. Yeah, I've had some amazing hummingbird experiences in the last week. They love the hosta flowers, and the hostas are in full bloom. So I've encountered quite a few face-to-face the last few days here. And just, you know, the spirit of the hummingbird, there's just such a quickness. They're like a heartbeat. I don't know, you know, it's just, they're so quick. And as soon as you see them, they kind of take off. I actually saw one, and this was, I couldn't believe it. It was sitting up on one of the power lines, and it was so little. It was such a little baby. And then one of the blue jays came in, you know, kind of punked it, and he flew off. But seeing the blue jay next to the hummingbird, I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a little baby. So cool. All right. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. I had to get a drink. Oh, okay. I wanted to say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor and a privilege, and I just really enjoy being able to read for you all. We just hit 18K subscribers, so yay! We are growing and growing and growing, you guys. Like, all of us together, we are a community, and I appreciate you all. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm, and the algorithm kind of decides everything about the universe. So we like to make it happy with engagement, and these are things like liking the video, sharing the readings on other social media websites or platforms. What's the other thing? Watching the readings from the beginning to the end. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing so. You can hit the little bell, and it'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. They mean so much to me. Honestly, the comments really keep me going, wanting to do these readings. Yeah, so I love you all, and we will talk in just a few days, and it'll be a happier reading, I promise. All right.